Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our second day of the Heroic League. My name is Raptor, joined by Fang over Fang. How are you doing today, my dude?
I am fantastic. I'm ready to see the sister teams fight off. Team Spear and Team Sword. Two of my favorite teams in the league, by the way.
Yeah, we haven't seen them play since week 2. So this is for anyone not aware. This is the second half of our round robin. So the teams will play each other again. And last time we saw this matchup, Sword was pretty dominant over Spear, but since then, both of them have had kind of similar but differing trajectories, especially as of late.
I'm really interested to see how high Lishi, who usually starts as mid for Team Spear, will adapt to the top lane now that Orphic is sadly not with us. I cannot scream Orphic difference.
Aw. Orphic was so instrumental in their win against BBZ yesterday's Wukong was absolutely phenomenal. Now, as we're getting through the first part of this, the ban phase, I want to talk about, like I was saying earlier, about their recent trajectory as teams. So, outside of their win against Spear last time, Sword's only other win has come from PTP. Spear's only win. Wait, this looks backwards. Am I reading that right?
Um, Wait, are you reading that Team Spear's backwards? What?
yeah. No, sorry. So Team Spear is 3 and 4. I was like, hang on. I was pretty sure these teams were swapped in terms of their standings, but Team Spear is the one who, after starting with a 4-game losing streak, has been on a 3-game winning streak since then. They've taken out TAS, they've taken out BBZ now, and they've taken out PTP. And Sword, 2 wins again only come from Spear here and from PTP themselves. So we're trying to see here: can Spear continue their win streak, or will Sword flip the story on them?
And those were pretty good games from Team Spear as well. You know, BBZ is one of the favorites in the league, and Taz was a former finalist of last year. So those wins weren't something to be scoffed at all. As they lock in Volibear, and if I'm not mistaken, that's their, third time blocking Volibear. I think they play a lot of Volibear on Team Spear.
Yeah, they played it yesterday. It was very effective in their matchup against BBZ. Definitely was getting a lot of good ganks off, setting up some good stuns and plays, especially onto the Aurelia. And a Swain coming in to follow it up. I wonder if that's mid Swain or support Swain.
So Swain is actually a triple flex pick as well, similar to Seraphine. He can go mid, support, and the role that I think he's best at, which is actually the APC role in the bot lane. If you actually look, I think Swain has the highest win rate in all of 80 carries at that role. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to pair with him if he's going in the bot lane.
It looks like Sword is thinking it's going to be the same thing. They are going to lock in Ezreal. I'm assuming up next we're going to see maybe a poke-based support. You know, Ezreal doesn't really need the... He could use a heavy engager with Swain, but I'm expecting they just want to kind of poke Swain out of the lane.
Yeah, when you're facing a Swain bot lane, usually you want to place him that can have a dash, because Swain is all about his never move, which is E, which is the pull, you know, with his
Yeah.
counter and that kind of stuff. And they're going Ezreal Nami, which is actually a pretty decent lane. Nami is good at winning lanes, especially she's one of the few enchanter supports that do not FF lane and actually stomp for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of a similar comp as we're seeing with Spear from yesterday. A lot of lockdown between the mid and the jungle. This was a very good combo. It worked very well against Lights yesterday on BBZ. Malzahar locking down the Aurelia and Volibear coming in to just dish out as much damage as he could to just blow up that target. So Sword's going to have to be kind of careful about that. Jin Zhao, I actually don't know how, since his changes, how Jin Zhao matches up against Volibear. Do you have any insider info on that matchup?
If I'm not mistaken, Zinjali wins most matchups, but I don't think he wins against Volibear unless he wins them very, very early, because Volibear, especially if he hits his Thunder, should win that matchup with the shield and the extra damage and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really interested in see how that works. Volibear could also go top lane if they want to flex that as well, but it's most likely he's going to go in the jungle. Oriri, I know, played him jungle a couple times, but I guess he's playing on his support. I think he's a support main, if I'm not mistaken. Oriri is. So
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd expect to see him picking up something alongside the Swain, something more defensive based, especially with an Ezreal and a Nami. I think maybe something like a Braum would be useful. You know, just kind of block some of those skill shots, block the Nami ultimate. That'd be huge in a fight, and just kind of set him up. I know he's not melee per se to get those stacks off, but with the Volibear, you could proc that passive very quickly on a gank and set up some pretty solid plays.
So Xin Zhao, when you pick Xin Zhao, is to absolutely fight in the jungle. You want to invade. Xin Zhao wins most jungle matchups and invades by himself, 1v1s and that kind of shit. Oh my god, I just cursed facts. Xin Zhao, like I said, he wins a lot of those matchups and invades, so I want to see if they invade on Team Sword.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. I mean, we haven't seen as many invades coming out. A Vayne lock-in, that's something I'm guessing, so this is going to be support Swain, I'm guessing, because they already have the Malzahar locked in, unless it's Malzahar support. But interesting matchup in the bot lane. So it's definitely going to be... I think if that's a sword-favored matchup, I think Ezreal does well into Vayne, at least in the early levels.
Actually, as a Vayne main myself, I actually think Vayne is a really, really good matchup in Ezreal, because you can Q outside of his Q, and which is the most important part of Ezreal. As a Vayne main myself, and I was promised by Shielded Valor, the coach of Team Spirit, that I'm going to get a spicy comp from them today. And they're locking in Vayne. I'm a huge Vayne fan. So I actually think that this bot lane is favored to Team Spirit. They just have to make sure they dodge Ezreal Q and bubble.
And looking at the rest of Sword's comp, rolling out here with the Wukong and the Cassiopeia to finish out top and mid. Very late scaling team. Definitely looking to play for those later team fights. Try to just grab a target, maybe get a stun on the Volibear if he charges. Try to stop any dash, especially with Rel coming out here. It can stop her W engage if they hit her with the Miasma. So interesting. Definitely different styles of comps here. There's a little bit more... what's the word? More dive, I'd say, on Sword in terms of... not dive. What's the word? Poke. I'd say they kind of poke more, with Ezreal, and if you can get in range of the Cassiopeia Q. I think that they have a little bit more of that, where Spear is more about just try to pick a target and just obliterate them at the beginning of a fight.
So I am an addict when it comes to my channel points. I'm going to put 10,000 on Team Spear. I think that they win this game. What do you think, Rap? Who do you think wins this game?
I actually think it's going to be to Spear. I think they've been showing quite a lot of improvement over the last couple of weeks. I think they're going to continue to show that, and I think they're looking for vengeance against Sword today. But we'll have to see as we get onto the Rift for our first game of the day. Sword versus Spear, the sister teams fighting it out. Who's going to take it? Let's find out. As they just start out for a pretty simple start. Now, if you're looking at both these teams, like you said, they want to fight early in the jungle. Where would you expect that's going to happen first? You think they're going to, if they don't go with the invade, which it looks like they're not going to be doing here, do you think that Elk Milk just tries to get his first get his first buff and try to rush into the enemy jungle on the other side and try to take out Big Brain? Or do you think he's going to try to maybe just do a full clear and look for a gank early on?
So if I'm Volibear, I would actually start red side, because Xin Zhao is very, very strong when it comes to the red to red invade, where you start your red buff, do your Raptors, and then go into the red. So if I am Volibear, and I think he's just going to do the prototypical start blue buff on the bot side, which is actually, junglers need to stop doing that so much. And what I really want to shout out is Shielded Valor, who's the coach of Team Spear. Like I said, when I popped into the Discord channels to talk to both teams, Team Spear was talking about how they're the best. Maybe I think he said that himself, but he said that he's the best coach in the league. And Team Sword said that they have the worst coach in the league. So it's very, very spicy. Team Sword has a lot of beef with Team Spear.
Yeah, it's a sibling rivalry. They come from the same org. Team Shield is the name of that parent org for them. And I'm interested to see if this will be a coaching difference or if it's going to be a skill difference. And something actually I didn't even think about when we were watching the end of that draft is this is a Swain top. So it's not support. They're running it top lane. And that's something we don't see very often anymore. And I think that does really well into Wukong.
It has gained a lot more favor recently, and I was actually mistaken. It is a quadruple flex pick, and obviously as it goes top lane. But I'm really liking the draft from Team Spirit. They did double flex picks, which is very, very rare and heroic when you go flex picks in the early draft and that kind of stuff, since Swing can go into 4 lanes, Volibear can technically go into 2 with the top and jungle. So I really like the draft from Team Spirit.
Yeah, I think that that's something we don't really see heroic teams take advantage of. Actually, as we're seeing an engage going on in the bottom side of the map. Looks like the Nami's is going to get right out of there. Sandy taking quite a bit of damage there. He's got to be careful. Fix is looking to maybe try to get one more shot onto him. He's going to back up. Good attempt by Ruri, but it's hard to dive onto an Ezreal.
So this top lane should be the most volatile matchup in the entire game. I always try to look at the matchups that would be really important, and it's the jungle and the top lane right now. As for some reason, Volibear has a faster clear than Xin Chao, which shouldn't really happen. There's going to be a prototypical level 3 gank here in the top lane. Here comes Volibear.
Yeah, here he goes. Big Brain looking for something right here. He's just going to back out. King getting away, but they do spot him out. So now the Jin's waiting. He's looking to try to maybe grab a play right here. He grabs the blue buff. He's trying to go in onto Big Brain.
First.
They want to fight for the scuttle. Diddle is here. I don't know if Jovi can match that rotation. He's not. They're just going to take it for free and back off there. But also, the grab on the bottom side done too. Linsanity and Oriri grabbing this.
Very, very smart play. Great communication by Team Spear. When you secure one scuttle on the top side and you immediately take the second scuttle so that Xin Chao is behind, they push lane out so they don't really miss that much. And when it comes to this top lane, I really want to see if Wukong can kill Swain early. Swain is very, very weak early when it comes to his first levels until he gets reached level 6. And it's smart for Volibear to be matching this because he knows that Wukong can kill Swain very, very early.
Yeah, now we're actually starting to see Slane coming on the top lane there. Big Brain, though, I think just helping clear this wave. They want to just kind of push this in, keep the Wukong from getting to roam around the map. His ganks can be pretty brutal if he gets the chance to. He doesn't have teleport, so he'll have to walk anywhere he wants to go. Now he's going to lose a bit of CS. Give Swain some time to back up, get some items under his belt. And, something I don't really think about that often with Swain, or you don't really think about is, even though he's in top lane, he can still impact other parts of the map without teleporting. He can walk a little bit towards mid lane, just drop his W, and it's not going to do much damage, but he'll get himself a stack. He'll maybe get a tiny bit off to help assist the gank. And, that's... Even in a jungle pick, he can also help in the jungle. So it is any fight that Sword gets into, especially on the top side of the map, this Swain is going to be able to, come in, maybe just get a little bit damage on there. And that could really swing a 1v1 fight.
Yeah, the Swain pick is that's one of the main reasons why Swain is so strong in bot lane and mid lane and all these roles is because his W is literally like cross map. It goes everywhere, pretty much. I think that it goes all the way to mid lane from here. Like it's very, very long range. It goes like it's huge. Like that's all I have to say. I'm really interested to see if how this bot lane goes as well because like I said, I think it's actually Vayne favored, especially since Ezreal went tier build. Which means that he's kind of forfeiting the early levels against Vayne.
And they're going to forfeit this early dragon, too. It looks like Elkmonk spots him out, but I don't think he wants to contest that. He doesn't have the backup with him right now. Nami backing up, and it's going to be Ocean Drake over, so we'll have to see what the second is. It's going to be a Infernal Drake, so it's Mountain Soul or Cloud Soul up on the table today.
So when I was talking about teams, Team Sword basically kept telling me how their masculinity is way bigger than Team Spears. And right now they're FFing dragons. It's very unmasculine BDE energy from them, if I have to say so myself.
I'll be honest, I've never heard a team talk about their masculine energy and describing how their playstyle, but I would agree there's definitely a lot of reactivity instead of proactivity by Sword right now. They're kind of just reacting to Spears plays, kind of just being like just getting late to the party, unable to get to the objectives where they need to in time, and they're just kind of giving them up. It's getting a gold lead though still on the side of Sword. They're farming pretty well for themselves.
Well, Raps, I cannot say the word they actually said. I have to say masculinity or else I will lose my job again. I've been canceled last week for talking about center for too long. I cannot talk about the word that they used.
Okay. I thought that was kind of odd. I was like, no one uses the word masculinity like that to describe themselves. But back out now on the game state, still pretty even, just kind of basic farming. Everyone just kind of in a slow pattern. Nothing really on the map to go for right now. Herald will be coming up shortly. We'll have to see a Dark Seal coming out for Swain. That's surprising. I'm surprised he didn't start with that item, just starting out with a Doran's Ring.
It's interesting. I think Swain now has 6, so the kill pressure from Wukong has dropped a lot more. I mean, he can still kill him. Wukong will definitely has the kill pressure against Swain, but Swain's a lot more safe when he has the ulti and that kind of stuff. And right now, Wukong is very, very smart. King Gator, who said he was going to have the hugest diff in the entire game, by the way, he said there will not be any diff as large as this top diff is freezing, which is very, very smart.
Yeah, and right now that's holding true. He is up 16 CS on his opponent. So this is technically the biggest gap right now in the game. We're not counting supports because, Nami's not taking that little shield. As Spear going in the flash forward from Arura. They go around to the Nami. They're going to lock her up. Flash out from her. It's not going to be enough. First Blood going over to Big Brain and Spear. An excellent start dive for the team.
Perfect. One of the reasons that Nami is really, really weak and not picked much is because she's very, very squishy. And they invaded on Rel had a perfect W and got it so that she could hit both Ezreal and Nami. Ezreal had to E out, and from that point on, Nami should flash immediately. Once you saw that Rel flash, you have to flash as fast as you can.
Yeah, now we're looking at Sword trying to make a play up here on the top side. Elk Milk coming in, trying to get that spear for those still not who haven't got to maybe play against Xin Zhao since his changes recently. The spear, if you do hit the target, you can now use it to dash with the E. It is a little proc for that, and its range is extended, so he could go flying at him if Leshy isn't careful. Obviously, I don't expect them to do that under a turret, but you never know. That's just the kind of crazy play you would expect one of these teams to make. Try to throw the other off their game, get in their heads a bit.
Absolutely, and I think Ezreal, well, not Ezreal, wow. Xin Zhao got a bunch of buffs from his AP scaling as well. I want to see if he builds any AP items, specifically get some spiciness to him.
All right, now, that'll be interesting to see. Maybe we'll see something like a Gwynsu's if they're trying to get him to be a little bit more TPS for the team in the fight. Right now, it's just 3 daggers, and Leshy looking for something right here on Gator. He's going to try to throw the E, but Gator a little bit too far under the turret, and they're just going to back off there. I'm not sure. I think he saw Big Brain, so they're just going to let him go. So the second scuttle of the bottom side is going over to Spear yet again. Linsanity and Oriri doing a very good job taking control of this bottom half of the map, getting the vision out and keeping control of the river.
This is beautiful by Linsanity and Oriri. They get the push in the bot lane, although it might be a fight here, it might be a gank.
Yeah, Jovi kind of walking a little too far forward there. They do spot the Volibear. No, yeah, they do spot. He did hit the ward. So that is down. They know where he's at, and I think that's the call for Jhin. He's going to try to clear out these Krugs here, and he may try to look for something on the bottom side once Ezreal gets back. They might just let Linsanity and Ariri push this in, try to maybe find a kill for themselves.
So Ezreal backed and Nami stayed, which when you're doing this kind of thing, even if you're to support and your AD carry backs, you should probably back with them because having mismatched roaming times is very, very dangerous. And if your Ezreal backs and you do not need to back, maybe roam around with your jungler to get some wards down, that kind of stuff. Dragon will be up, so I don't think they have any wards on it either.
Yeah, their vision is pretty dark on this side of the map right now. They do have that one blue little red ward that just got placed on by Jovi, but they're on there on Oriri with the Hex Flash coming in right there. To be careful. That's still really good coming out of a bush. And the rest of Sword kind of just dancing around. There is TP advantage on the side of Sword, though. So if they want to take this fight, they could make this a 5v4. Swain will not be able to match. This Big Brain starts up the dragon. It's going down fairly slowly, and now okay, it's starting to accelerate a little bit. Elk Milk looking to maybe try to dive and steal this. The teleport coming in, Oriri goes in forward with the ult E. They're trying to dunk in. The dunk comes in from Big Brain. They take out Elk Milk. They do grab the Infernal too, but it might cost them a couple of lives. Down goes Oriri, down goes Linsanity, and down goes Big Brain. Diddle tries to get the ult down, but he's just going to have to walk away, and now Fix is trying to chase him, but the silence stops the continued aggression. 3 kills in favor of Sword, but a dragon and another in favor of Spear.
That fight was really about the TP advantage from Wukong. Wukong came in and TP. His TP was a little late, but he came in and got this huge double knockups on multiple people. And Swain's just a top lane, and he couldn't TP at all. On the bright side for Team Spear, they got the dragon, and they got a kill on, I don't remember, I think they killed Nami?
No, they killed Elk Milk in that fight.
Elk Milk, you're right.
Yeah, Elk Milk died in that one. So, there's Sword still has a gold lead. It is only about 500 gold, 600 gold right now. But, you're down 2 dragons. That kind of helps make up for the difference, I feel. And it's especially because it's an Ocean Drake, it's an Infernal Drake. You got that little bit of extra damage in a fight. You've got a little bit of healing outside of it, so you can take a little bit of this poke a bit more. And, it's getting going. I think it's just going to return to a little bit of a pretty standard state right now, but it was good. It was smart TP play by Sword.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you gotta punish TP advantages, especially. I'm really proud of them, especially because they probably timed that TP being down from Swain, which is really important. Heroic teams need to get better at that, is timing summoner spells and that kind of stuff. Even heroic teams, like I was in staff chat with.
Oh wait, Gator. Oh, is he gonna take the basic attack? Yeah, it's just there's a little tiny basic attack. I don't know if anybody saw it flying from the Swain. He did get the vision to throw that. It's a silly thing. It's one of those little funny things you get back to base, start running out, just smacked out of nowhere. As we are starting to see Elk Milk coming up here, trying to dissuade this Swain from continuing his push. King is coming up behind him, see if he can maybe try to find something. And Elk Milk's just going to force Leshy back from the turret, back from the lane. And it's, a roam coming up from Spear to mid lane. It looks like they might just try to shove this turret down, or at least try to get some more pressure around here.
This bot lane is roaming a lot. They either push bot lane and then they roam towards the mid, which is a pretty high elo strategy. They seem really well coached. They swap. A bot and support, which is something that H Block did against Team Baby in the Mythic League, right around this time too as well.
I remember that game, and it unfortunately didn't end very well for H Block. They got kind of very far behind after that play. That didn't get anything for their troubles on that. As Gator getting engaged on by Big Brain, but it's just going to be the clone is going to get out. But like you're saying, like it's a very risky play because if those rotations don't work out, you can end up in quite a bit of trouble. If you're Spear, have a behind Vayne, a behind a Rel. That's a lot of damage. I mean, that's a lot of stats you need to get ahead on. Vayne really needs to get ahead in this game so she can dish out the damage we know she's capable of. But Malzahar might be a good matchup against Ezreal down here.
Yeah, the matchup between Malzahar and Ezreal is fine. I'm just more worried about Vayne and the Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is a good counter into Vayne, especially because her W can make it so you cannot Q.
Yeah, and if you Q forward, just get ulted in the face, screamed, and you do a barrel roll and get screamed at, and it just locks you up. You're like, what do I do?
There's no tumbling when it comes to Vayne. No jungle gems.
None at all. Minute to go, a little bit over till the Cloud Drake. If Spear gets us, it will put them on Soul Point, as Gator is going in onto Leshy right now. Leshy does burn the ult, though. Both coming out of Gator. They're just going to both back off from right there, and I think they're going to back up. Leshy does have teleport advantage this time around for this upcoming dragon. I'm not sure if Gator's going to be there in time. I think it's going to be just short, or if it does come up in time, it will be after the fight has broken out. Is Diddle shoving this in, trying to get some pressure there as Linsanity and Oriri look in the bot lane, trying to make it so that they have wave advantage heading into this. But Elk Milk and Gator looking for the first turret on the top side.
They're going to get this first turret and save the Rift Herald, which is interesting because I think that they should place the Rift Herald mid, which I always talk about this. I wonder if they go right to mid, place Rift Herald, and then go and do this dragon.
Oh, hello, little Krug. Oh no!
Wait, what?
Little Krug was just waving high, gets suddenly sent back to the void. Magical void Krugs, those are what they are.
That Krug was out to get cigarettes and did not come home like my dad. And he disappeared like my dad. Please come home.
Well then, Dragon is now up. Cloud Drake is now up. Sword not in really position to contest yet. They are all down here, though. They do know that they won't have the TP advantage in time if Gator did go up. It is back up now for him, but they're going to try to force it out of the Swain. Spear in position to try to contest this. Diddle off in the mid lane. Oh, he's going to get engaged on. Gator jumps right onto him. Diddle trying to run, gets the silence down, but Gator is on the hunt. Getting down to half healthy. Ezreal comes through. It's only going to hit Oriri. The Rift is dropped mid. Not going to get much out of that. The plates are down. And now Sword's the one to start up the Dragon. Swain just running down here. Jovi doing a little bit of disengage right there. Oriri has to jump over the wall. I think it's going to be an uncontested Drake on the side of Sword. Free play for them. And first Dragon of the game for the team.
Very smart. That's why I was talking about the Rift play. You place that Rift mid, and you go and do the Dragon. The reason is because if they fight you at Dragon, and let's say you even lose, you still get a tower for it, that kind of stuff. When you're doing these objectives, whether it's Baron or Dragon or Rift Herald, you want the mid push. There's TP here. It's grounded.
Yeah,
Okay.
turret does go down. The grounding not going to be that useful. There's no mobility ability on Malzahar. It's not like he can just dash around. That'd be terrifying, especially with those B wings. They're just there. They're there for show. The B wings don't actually do anything. Now, 2 turrets down in favor of Sword. They're up 1,000, about 1,700, almost 2K gold. What's the next play for this team? Should they be looking towards the bottom side, or should they be trying to maybe contest this upcoming Herald?
You are kind of in limbo at the moment because you got this mid tower down and you got this top tower down. I think that Wukong is probably your strongest member on the team, so you should send Wukong down into the bot side, try to get that tower, and you have TP, and maybe try to fight for this Rift Herald. For some reason, Nami is by herself. Oh, okay, Ezreal's coming now. Okay.
Yeah. Fish thinks she can take on the bees. I mean, she does have water. That is the weakness of all bees. But you're right. Yeah, the Wukong, yours did say he is heading right down to the bottom side. He is looking to maybe try to get a little bit of push here, try to stop this. But there are 3 from Spear down here. I don't think they know they're here. There is no ward to help out. Does spot out Auriri, I think. I'm not sure if the vision range extended there. Spear getting into position. Elk Milk is down here, but I don't know if the 2 of them could take the 3 of these alone. They're just going to back off. I don't think they want to try to dive this Wukong.
Ezreal has very slow push. That's one of the reasons. It's one of the biggest flaws when Ezreal. He's very, very slow push. The only thing that he can do is really ult.
Ooh.
So I want to see if they can get a kill here in mid, and they'll get a tower for sure if they can kill this Ezreal.
Yeah, definitely would get a tower out of that. Looking for the death bush there. Not going to find much. They are trying to find Elk Milk. Elk Milk spots out Linsanity, though. They do know he's on the way down. Gator's going to back up. And it's just a little game of cat and mouse right now. Herald is coming up. Actually, it does just immediately go down. It is going to be Baron up in 10 seconds, so it's timeout came through. And I don't think either of these teams starts it up, but if you're Spear, you've got to be careful. You cannot let Sword have alone time, especially after Caskets or second item online. That could be a very fast take of that Baron.
On the bright side, though, they do have Vayne and Swain who scale really, really well. So they don't have to int for a lot of these objectives. You know, Xin Chao, Wukong, and Cassiopeia and Ezreal are very strong mid-game champions. So late game, if this goes to 40 minutes, which I hope it is not, but if it goes to 40 minutes, Team Spear should have the advantage with the Swain and the Vayne.
Yeah, we always... If it's going to go to 40, it's got to be a bloodbath. This has got to be constant fighting, double aces everywhere. That's the kind of game a 40-minute game should be. Or if you have a Kog'Maw, just, watching a Kog'Maw. It's always fun.
Oh, I hate Kog'Maw. He's actually one of the few AD carries I do not like.
Oh, I love Kog'Maw. Love it. Ooh. But what I also love is this gank attempt by Elkmelt goes right in onto Diddle. Diddle forced to flash, but he gets dived right away anyways. Wukong goes forward. Elkmelt grabs the kill onto Diddle. That's going to be one ultimate down for that. Actually, I think maybe Gator used his second. Yeah, he did use his other charge right there. Good taking the flash out of them, though, and now... nothing really except that bottom turret to take. That is going to try to drag Spear in that direction, though I guess they're going to call the bluff and just run right to mid lane, maybe try to grab this turret. Jovi does clear the wave, though, and now it's on to... I guess this is to wait for this upcoming Cloud Drake. It is only a minute till it comes up. Again, it will put Spear on soul point if they get it, but if you're Sword, this is actually, I think, is probably one of the best Drakes you can get for this team.
For Team Sword? Yeah, you're right, because it goes very well with Wukong, and it goes very well with Xin Chao. It goes very well with Cassiopeia and Nami. The only person it doesn't really go well with is Azrael, really, but...
Yeah, it's not like Ezreal needs the movement speed out of it, but it's going to turn Wukong into an absolute Beyblade. This is going to spin out, start knocking everyone out of the map. The combine with Xin Chao. And actually, they both do spins for their ultimates. I guess it's a double Beyblade, right?
It is the double Beyblade comp, absolutely.
Spin to win. Gotta get Garen, get the triple Beyblade. Spear, they are in position right now to start up this Drake. The teleport coming in from Jovi. Spear's going to have to back off after seeing that. It is baited out right now. Swain is here to help contest this time. I think this is going to be a big fight for these teams. They're jockeying for position. Spear just kind of stuck in the jungle right now, and it's going to be the first to make a play right here. Swain out of position off on the side. The Q coming through onto Fix Your Fart. He is going to just get healed up by the Nami, but they can't take much of those Qs. Those are going to burn through them, and it is a Leandries. They don't want to waste too much mana.
Swain should really move up into the front line. He's one of the tanky members. He should stop trying to hide. They already know that he should be here anyway. This is really good by both Team Sword and Spear. This is something that they did a lot better in recent weeks, is that they go to objectives sooner than they spawn, which is what you need to do. You cannot wait for objectives to spawn and then you start walking towards them. You need to be there first.
Oh, Elk Milk goes right into the Diddle with the spear. Diddle is going to get knocked up by the ult from the Wukong. He's going to go down. Fix is going to grab him right there. Lin Sandy trying to help fight Gator right there, but he gets zoned out. The Rel goes down. The Volibear goes down, and now Leshy might go too. Elk Milk looking to try to grab him right there. Leshy down to half health. Lin Sandy down too. They're just going to back off. It's going to be another Drake going in favor of Sword as a fight so close for something to break out, but Elk Milk finds the pick he's looking for.
As Nami just bubbles his own teammate.
The speed boost.
If you bubble your own teammate?
Yeah, because the team. Yeah, the passive of Nami, where if you hit anything with your ability, it activates it. So even though it's not activating the knockup, it will activate the speed boost for Nami.
Wait, is that actually true? What?
Yeah, that's when I play Nami, I do that too. So if you ever see a Nami do that, they're not being crazy. They're just trying to get their team to go faster. As Sword is going to knock down this Baron. Spear trying to maybe grab one of them on the way out, but Sword's going to get out scot-free. Baron, a 6,000 gold lead, and a prayer is going to be needed for Spear after this.
Yeah, that dragon fight was really... I don't really know what Malzahar was doing trying to frontline clear ward. It's one of the oldest baits in the book, really, is trying to clear out wards with really big team fights. He really shouldn't have done that. There's no point to clear out that ward. But good engage by Team Sword. They all went at once as well.
Yeah, it was a smart engage. Elk Milk goes right on to the Malzahar, and the entire rest of the team follows up. Gator went in fast. The ult came out from the Nami, and it was just a complete and utter just... Like, before even Spear could respond, it was just utter domination until that moment, and by then it was too late. Already low, Malzahar's dead, you've already lost your Rel and your Volibear. And I wonder if that fight would have been different if Leshy had been able to get there in time for his team.
Yeah, I was really I like that they're doing this Dragon Dance, though. That's very high-level stuff in general. A lot of teams do not do that as much as they should. Just, when you're on the side of Team Spear, you gotta, not clear a ward for no reason.
Yeah,
I think that's what he was doing.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to help get the vision out so they could take control of the dragon, but it was just all a ruse. It was too deep in the pit, too close to Sword, as now the third turret of the game goes down. Sword with 3 for themselves. And Spear's got to try to find some way back into this. If you're Spear, how would you find your way back into this? What do you look for? Do you look for a pick? Do you look for try to get a big fight? And actually, as I say that, Diddle goes down on the bottom side. We're going to have to watch the replay on that. How did he get caught out?
Alright, he is clearing wards. Malzahar has very, very bad wave player and just... Boop, dead.
Ooh, yeah, just immediately. 2 ults down for it. And a double flash, but again, burning Diddle's flash, burning his ultimate. And now, 4v5. Sword may try to get engaged on here. Oh, the Volibear jumping the wave. Surfs up, my dude, as they go right in onto Nami. Nami does go down. Insanity picking himself up his first kill of the game. Burns 2 ultimates for it. But now Sword's going to have to back up. They don't have their healer. This fight could be a little dangerous. True, there is no mid laner on the side of Spear, but their damage is still pretty high despite being in the position they're in.
Very good ulti by Volibear. Obviously, when he ults, he goes unstoppable, and he jumps over that wave, like what's up with it. Jumps on him, chases down the fish. No more finding Nemo. For the time being, they found her. Nemo is definitely dead.
Well, Nami's a girl. Wouldn't that be Finding Dory?
I mean, yeah, that makes more sense, but...
I get what you're saying. I'm so sorry. Ruining the jokes.
No, it's fun. You gotta help me out. We're a comedic duo.
This is true. I gotta help you out with your fish puns. What's the one from How I Met Your Mother? Flounder. I barely even know her. That's the one. Sorry.
How I Met Your Mother's underrated, by the way.
It's a very good show. Absolutely love it. They're making a spin-off.
Yeah, it's girls, right?
Yeah,
Instead of
it's from the mother's perspective.
which is great. I really liked her, by the way. I think there was the season, like the show ended pretty poorly, but I really, really love that show. But we're talking about League right now, not How I Met Your Mother.
Well, nothing really going on right now, though, so no worries right there. Spear just trying to push the waves out, trying to take out this vision on this top side of the map. The Baron will be up in 2 minutes, so nothing weird right there, but Sword getting a lot of control on this bottom side, dragging up in 30 seconds, so whoever takes this will be on Soul Point. And Spear, they've got to try and get a one fight here. They are kind of scattered. I don't know if they're going to pressure this. Malzahar is still top side. He does have teleport to come down, but it's going to be... We'll have to see if he actually does, or if he's just going to try to take this top turret and then give it over.
This is smart by Team Spear. Before I made Nami puns, you asked me how they're going to win this game. I think they win this game by scaling. They have the better scaling comp with Swain and Vayne. You don't have to fight for third Wind Dragon, really. They're smart. They're like, yeah, we don't want to fight this. You know, we got a Cassiopeia that's one full item ahead of our mid laner.
Ult in from the Cassiopeia. Linsandy getting low. He is going to go down. Blue turret goes down too. Spear grabs it now. Big Brain is getting knocked up by the ult from the Nami. He's going to have to run out of there. Another turret's going to go down the mid lane for Sword. And that was a good catch onto Linsanity.
Yeah, that's tilting as well. He died from died under tower.
Yeah, the miasma stopping him from rolling. I don't think he realized he was under it. As Elkmilk gets grabbed up, Oriri goes in. Beautiful three-man ult. And now the Swain is moving forward. He's looking for something. Elkmilk gets low. Gets another one down. They take out the Wukong. Sword's got to back up. That was the fight we were talking about. The power of that Swain scaling up into a big boy right now.
That was a huge engage by Oriri. Wukong and Xin Chao were just disrespecting them. They were just like, yeah, I'm just going to go onto this tower. And Oriri was like, what's up with it? I'm going to engage on you for disrespecting me like that. Without the Vayne especially. Very good engage by Oriri.
Yeah, that was actually really good. It looked like Elkmilk may have stepped a little bit farther forward than he meant to. He just gets engaged on, goes down. While this Wukong and this Xin Zhao are massively powerful. They can just shred through anybody. They are squishy. They don't really have any tank guns. They got some MR boots, but that doesn't really mean much when you've got a Vayne just blasting you in the face with their little, what are they, darts? Yeah, little darts. Yeah, it's like we saw. Little silver bolts. Gets engaged on, gets CC'd, and there's nothing they can do. They just go down right away. And without those two big frontliners, Sword really doesn't have much they can do. They have to just kind of kite their way back and hope they don't just get engaged on again, because the only disengage they have is the Nami at that point, and maybe the castle. But you know, you get someone caught out, and there's no one. You don't have your frontliners to kind of distract them. This is a squishy team. Sword is overall a very squishy team.
They are. It was really important that they got ahead, especially because I said that they're mid-game comp. Yeah, they're very squishy. They don't really have a tank. The only tanky person really is the Wukong. So, yeah, when you get like a really good engage by that, like by Riri, you know, you're gonna die quickly if you get a really good engage on their side.
Yeah, now Baron is up. I'm going to see if any team contested. Most of Sword is up here. Spear just kind of huddled in the mid lane, trying to get this wave clear. They don't want to lose that inhibitor turret. Top side a little bit further out, so they don't have to really worry about it yet. But you know, pushing it in, it usually is a really smart idea. You know, you want wave priority, but if you push it, I feel too far, then it's just going to drag. Like you see, Spear is starting to rotate up here to try to clear that wave.
And we're approaching that 40-minute mark. And I said if this game gets to 40 minutes, Team Spear should win this game. So if they can hold on, we'll see. It's really important this for Dragon, especially. I'm interested to see if they fight for this, because a lot of teams do not fight for the Dragon Soul when it's wind.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they do. 2 minutes on that. The Baron is live, though. That, I think, also is a big, important fighting point. You don't want to give that over to Sword. It is still a little bit of buff. You don't want to fight also around minions with buffed minions. That could hurt quite a bit. And everyone's just kind of waiting. Sword looking to maybe get a death push. They don't realize there's a ward right there, and they're just spotted out. How many stacks right now is this Swain on? I got to see how many stacks. It's 10 HP a stack, right? Okay, so it's got 15, so it's 75. So it is...
Is that only 15?
Yeah,
I really hope that's not only 15.
Yeah, that shouldn't be right because that'd be 3 health a stack.
That is 15. Okay. That is...
Okay, yeah, that's not getting as many souls as you'd hope for. I mean, to be fair, he has been kind of isolated from the rest of the team most of the game, so he hasn't really had the opportunities to. But that is the power of Swain. You do want to get the soul fragments. You want to get really big and healthy and get that massive ult heal when you just reactivate it. 15, not gonna be really enough for him right now, but I mean, again, it is a squishy team on the side of Sword, so maybe if he gets him low enough, it's not gonna really matter. We'll have to see though if he can get a couple more stacks up. They do need him to scale on the side of Spear. They need him to be that obnoxious frontliner damage threat that buys Insanity and buys Diddle the time to get their damage off in these fights.
That's another reason why Swain bot is so good, is because when you get another CC champion, whenever you pull with your passive, you can get a stack, and 15 stacks at 33 minutes is really, really bad. Like, it's horrible, but it's an engage right here.
For something. Oriri gets engaged on. They're going forward. The flash ult for from Jovi. They're going to go right in. Oriri goes down, and now the fight is on. Linsanity getting low. He's trying to back up. King Gator's looking for him. Goes forward. The ult takes him down. Elkmount grabs Big Brain on the side right there. It's in the middle of that fight. Leshy getting just absolutely obliterated there. And now Diddle's on the side trying to run away, but that is 4 kills and a shutdown for Sword. That's going to be the Cloud Soul. And about 40 seconds on it, that might be the game as we watch how this fight broke out.
Yeah, Rel just gets caught out with she did this war before as well, where she roars this raptor pit. I think that smart by Sword to come as a team. This is really, really smart. They don't face check. They catch they go as a team, as a 5-man, and then they catch Rel right here in this bush. The slow from Cassiopeia, the ulti, the W, and they get Vayne. It's super low by Cassiopeia as well. Engaged by Volibear as well, and from this point on, once they get that much damage out from Vayne and Rel, they're dead. So Cassiopeia and Wukong really carry that fight there. Really good grounded by Cassiopeia, really good ulti by Wukong.
Yeah, that was it. That was it was absolutely fantastic, and a lot of that came weirdly enough from the blue ward. The blue ward. Oh, actually, Diddle does go down there at the end, so it is the completion of the ace. I think Sword's going to try to end this right here. They do have the soul. They're actually going to turn on Baron. There's probably one fight left still in this game, unless Spear can finally hit that break point. We've seen what they can do if they can get the initiation, but like we were saying, that blue ward reveals the Rel. I don't think she was expecting it, and as soon as she's revealed, Sword just pulls the trigger, takes her out. It's absolutely fantastic. Now with Baron, now with Cloud Soul, now with an inhibitor down mid, this is looking pretty dire for Spear.
Yeah, I think that they should try to get a pick. Maybe they should cheese a bush. They're a very good team when it comes to cheesing bushes. They have Malzahar, so they can just lock someone up. But I don't know if you can even kill anyone at this point, really. I mean, you can kill Ezreal and Nami, and Cassiopeia with the ulti, but...
True. If you get like Oriri gets that beautiful 5-man ultimate, and Big Brain gets to jump on them while they're stunned, and then they drop the Malzahar Q, that might just be enough to buy them the time to get the DPS out. But that's a lot of perfection that is needed from this team. It's got to be played picture perfect. If it is even a fraction off, if Oriri's just slightly off, doesn't get all of them with a stun or get the damage threats, or one of the damage threats, if Big Brain misses one of them with the ult, or if the Q from the Malzahar does not hit everybody, it could be over. And now Elkmount going around to Leshy. Leshy getting solo right away, just immediately blown up. Elkmount goes on a killing spree. 4v5 right now. Sword looking to try to end this right here through the top lane. Insanity separates, so it's going to be a 3v4 right here. Who is going to try to make the stand? Spear, you gotta fight him here. You can't lose this inhibitor turret and another inhibitor. Insanity has joined up. I think they're going to maybe try to grab it here. They do push out. The cannon minion is still firing, though. The Baron buff really helping it get that range they need. And the artillery cannon it is. Turret's going to go down. Bottom one also went down on the side there, too. They're probably going to lose an inhibitor. A second inhibitor on the top side. Jovi grabs that one. 2 inhibitors down. Almost 3. They're pushing here for the end. They're jockeying for it, but they're actually just going to grab... Actually, sorry, that 3rd inhibitor did go down. Didn't pop up for us. So 3 inhibitors down. Base under siege. Spear must hold the line here if they want to stay alive in this game. I don't know if they handle it. This is a massive wave of minions. Gator goes forward. They take the first turret out. Everyone is back up on Spear. Here he comes. This could be the big fight they're looking for. Nothing picked up yet. Ariri looking to maybe find an engage. The ult comes in from the Nami. It hits Diddle. Diddle going to get engaged on possibly. Milk looking for something. No, they're just going to back away. Another turret goes down. Gator goes in, gets 3. Oh, they do lock him down, but Jovi gets the kill onto the Bear. Gets another one over there on the side. A kill for Ezreal, a kill for Nami, and it's going to be a kill onto Leshy too. An ace coming through for Sword as they take the game 20-5.
Huge Wukong ulti at that very end. Got a 3-man ulti. That won them the fight, especially.
Yeah, it drops, gets time for Cassiopeia to get that miasma down. Volibear can't ult anymore because it is a jump, so he's locked right there. Just gets taken out. Same with Rel. And then Sandy gets blown up there in the back, and then it's just over right there. And that's, that was the one thing you gotta most be careful for. Is where is the Wukong in this? Where is he at? Because that is the engage tool. That is completely the engage tool for Sword. They just played it so well.
Oh, that's actually a lot less damage than I thought it would. Especially 16,000 is the highest damage in the game.
Yeah, I felt like there was a bit more, but I mean, to be fair, there wasn't. Well, that's how those last 2 big fights. There was a lot of more skirmishing in the game, a lot less, actual PvP. Is more of PvE for a bit right there. But I want to say though, the Swain did a lot more damage than I was expecting. But that just shows you just how powerful a Swain is. It gets into 2 fights and he's already done 15,000 damage.
Alright, Raps, I've been very, very good this entire cast, but it's time for me to flame. Vayne had less damage than Rel. Vayne also went cleanse, when you can't really cleanse anything with this Cassiopeia ulti. She should have won heal. A lot of heroic teams are picking Vayne a lot now, and I don't really understand why. She only did 3,000 damage. Both mid laners went Lissandri's Torment as well, and I think that you should always go Ludens pretty much if you're going AP champion. Ludens is just always the better buy at all times during the game. It always does more damage. Unless you want the cooldown reduction, it's the only reason to get it. 18,000 damage taken by Xin Zhao, by the way.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage taken. That actually was healing mostly. That's a lot of healing done. That's the power of his passive right there. That 3rd hit passive, always doing the good work, and massive amount of work there from the Xin Zhao. So much damage onto objectives. So much good play coming out of this. We haven't seen a lot of Xin Zhao's be successful lately, but he made it work really exceptionally well.
I think I need to sit down every single heroic AD carry, and I think I'm going to have to coach him on Vayne. I'm tired of seeing Vayne not do good. It makes me sad, man.
Not everyone can be Uzi. Not everyone can be you, Fang.
I think Van Vayne did horrible in the tournament as well, but...
Well, that does it for us for our first game, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with an interview with Swords. Fix your fart.
Hello, folks. Chris Edgeworth here for the interview with the victorious Fix Your Fart. How you feeling after that big win?
Hey Chris, what's up? I'm very, very happy. I think after like the last week or two, where we kind of like lost a few games that we thought we had a chance in, it felt good to like finally, had such a convincing win against our sister team.
Yeah, both of those things are true. I mean, you guys haven't put a win on the board in a while, but also, this is a big statement game for you guys for sure. So that was awesome. Talk to me a little bit about prepping for such a big game.
Yeah, I think we had actually practiced with Cam, our other jungler, over the last 2 weeks. But he couldn't do it, come in today. So we played actually with Elkmeld, our older jungler, and so we hadn't really prepared too much in that constellation, but it seemed to really flow today. Like I think Elk was moving around really well, and then the team fights were just smooth. So that's good.
Yeah, definitely. We didn't see any seams to the point that you're making. Bringing in someone you hadn't played with for a few matches, and it really looked like you hadn't really lost a step in that regard. And Elk Milk was doing a good job of moving around the map and being that annoying Xin Zhao that you want them to be.
Yes, hell yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about what it's like to be matching up against a team like Spear. They had been on the rise, let's say, the last couple of games. They may bounce back after this. Let's hope and let's see. But you had been looking for a win the last couple of games. You finally get it, and against your sister team. What is it like to be in this to be in the running again against them?
Oh, it's amazing. So I gotta say, in the scrims that we played the other day, it's like a week ago or something, we also won against them. So I was actually confident that we would be able to get a win here. But like you said, Spear was doing fire over the last week, and I was worried. I gotta be honest with you, I was worried how today would go. So going deathless again, I think the second time on Ezreal against Spear, I feel really good about that.
I mean, you got like 2 flashes though, so even fair. Come on, it's so easy. And on that point, I've been a longtime fan of Ezreal. This season, there's been some complaints that I've seen in the community just about the change in how it affected his build path. Whereas Ezreal always seemed to be able to find a crazy strong build path. Now with the whole mythic thing, he doesn't need a mythic item anymore. In my opinion, I want to get your thoughts on this. I think that's great because now Ezreal has a much smoother path comparatively to other champions in the game because he's building 3 legendary items, usually 3 in a row, with a much cheaper item cost and therefore earlier item spikes than he was able to get with blue build even. I mean, you could spike kind of hard with Frozen Fist and blue shoes, but that was sort of whatever. With this, when you get the 2 items, when you get the Essence Reaver and the Manamune together, and then follow that up with Seralda's Grudge, he is crazy spikes through the mid game. How do you feel about Ezreal now in season 11 because you brought out that build basically? What are your thoughts on the new Ezreal path?
I love it. I used to never play blue build Ezreal because I thought it was so boring and I wanted to go damage. I used to build Infinity Edge on Ezreal just because I wanted the damage. So having the option now to go full damage and then with what's the Seralia's Grudge still get the slow just feels super good. And even in this game I'm still surprised by how much damage a WQ combo can take off an enemy. So it was just amazing. I really like it, even though I gotta say at the beginning of this match when I saw the draft I was like, Coach, 100% I'm gonna go Divine Sunderer here. He's like, hell no. So yeah, I didn't get to.
Thank goodness your coaching was able to save you from yourself. It's funny you brought up the W thing. I was actually talking about this with one of my friends recently. I mean, for the boomers that are watching this, a couple seasons back before they even updated Ezreal's W, you literally would not put points in W until level 13 or whatever, when it was forced you to, basically, yes. Or at least I never did. And now it's you're saying, it's just with the build that you have, a WQ combo just with 30% armor penetration on that, once you have the Sereldas, like any one of these champions on their team, because they had a pretty squishy comp, especially since for their Vayne and Malzahar, rather, not their whole comp. Swain ended up being squishy. My point being is you just popped anyone that wasn't Volibear, even the Rel, support tanks fall behind. You just were murdering these people left and right.
Yeah.
Well, how could it not? You're doing big numbers, man. So, any final thoughts for us, Fix, before we go?
All right. I gotta say, I'm not one to like trash talk and stuff, but I gotta be honest. My team basically said, Noah, go and trash talk, or you're not welcome back. So I gotta trash talk a little bit. I want to say, oh no, okay. I actually just want to thank Alex and the rest of the team. You guys did a good job. Sorry, guys, it's not in me to trash talk. Maybe next time.
Yeah, see, boom, there's your trash talk. Next time, because you're going to have to win another game to get back on the interview desk. There's the trash talk, boom. You heard of your first sword is coming for you. All right, man.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Good luck,
dude.
guys.
Appreciate it. And folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Game 2. Don't go away. That was fun.